Oily skin is another issue that is understood but still less understood. So let's discuss oily skin in detail today. Yeah. So firstly, how do you recognize and know if your skin is oily? So either when you wake up early morning and you haven't applied any cream throughout the night, there's no artificial conditioning of the air, that there is no AC or room heater on. When you wake up early in the morning is when you touch various parts of your face. That's when you will know if the skin is a little sticky, little oily. Also a good way is simply to take a tissue, take it on your face, press it hard, wait for 2 minutes, pull it out. And then you'll also see a pattern on that. So if you see a lot of oily blotches there or sticky places in the tissue, then you kind of know that you have an oily skin. That will also map it for you which areas of the skin is oily. 2, usually an oily skin has a much wide open pore than a dry or a normal skin. And then oily skin also looks a little dull at the end of the day. It can look a little darker than it already is at the end of the day because there is this layer of oil that settles in. Oily skin can also be accompanied by a sticky or an oily scalp. You could have an oily skin which is more prone to acne, which is more prone to slightly itchy side of the nose. You may have a horizontal line. All this could be other associated features with an oily skin that an oily skin itself is more prone to. So these things that I told you, that the itchy skin around your nose, itchy skin on the horizontal part of your nose, that line that you get which is black, can also be a part of what we call it seborrheic dermatitis. This again is a condition more seen or is definitely seen with an oily skin. Seborrhea simply means excessive oil. So therefore, and of course, acne is associated more with oily skin than with a dry skin. So therefore, this is a way that you could identify that your skin is oily. Is there a particular age that the skin gets oily? No, not at all. Most often it is the teenage where the hormones are more towards, the testosterone are at a high for men, and therefore you end up getting more stimulation of the oil glands. So it is around the teenage for men. Maybe even for women, a lot of girls get it at the teenage, which is usually runs in the family, a hereditary acne. So needn't be necessarily with an oily skin. But then again, the oily skin, a second round of oily skin can happen around 30s or 40s if you are associated with the PCOS. So that's the time hormonally you can end up getting an oily skin. Now, other than these primary changes that can happen due to just hormone cycles, which is normal, or cycles which are abnormal, what else can trigger your skin or change your skin towards becoming more oily? Could be simply seasonal. A summer season, a rainy season when there is high humidity in the air around you can make your skin a little more oilier than dry. Mid-afternoon when the inter-day humidity is highest can make your skin a little oily than otherwise. So these are a few times that the skin can get oily, and there are certain skincare products. You end up using a product which doesn't really suit you well, can trigger the increased oil production on your face and therefore can make your skin very sticky and oily. So you may simply have to look at what are the skincare ingredients that you're using. An unhealthy scalp or an unclean scalp where you don't wash it often and you also have a seborrheic scalp can then lead to skin looking even more oilier than it already is. So these are a few things that can add to the oily skin that you already have. How do you take care of oily skin? What can you do at home? So first thing is make sure you wash your face really well and wash it at least 3 times a day. I also see or hear a lot of my patients with oily skin tell me, Doc, oh my God, my skin is so oily, I end up washing my face many times. I just splash water. Even if you splash water, you're ripping away the oil when you splash water and wipe it repeatedly. And I said, always keep saying body works with a feedback mechanism. So the minute it feels, oh my God, skin is too dry, it's going to go into an overdrive of producing oil and then you become even more oily. So do not wash your face several times if you have an oily skin. What you should be doing instead is to wash your face like around 3 times max, but use the right face wash. BHAs is what you're looking for in the ingredient. When I say BHA, it is beta hydroxy acids, which is the commonest thing that's available is salicylic acid. So look for a salicylic acid face wash. You could also look for a benzoyl peroxide face wash. That's something that I really like from oily skin. You could also look for natural ingredients like tea tree oil, etc. So get your face wash right in the first place. A lot of problems can be solved there. And then comes your moisturizer. You have to moisturize an oily skin. Yes, you do. Again, a lot of times the myth is oily skin does not need moisturizer. That is not true. Oily skin may not need an oil on top, but it definitely needs hydration. So therefore you choose a moisturizer which is more hydrating, more water based, more like say hyaluronic acid based. So something which is more milky in its texture and jelly in its texture. So that's what you would look for, just hydrating and moisturizing your face. Super important. Again, a couple of times in a day is something which is good to do. Now the other thing that you may want to do is the right protection, right? The sunscreen, because you go out in the sun, the infrared rays will only trigger the heat in your skin and your body, and therefore the skin ends up becoming even more oily, sticky and sweaty. You don't want that happening, right? So it's important for you to look for a sunscreen. You could look for a sunscreen with infrared cover. So you have an SPF, you have a TPA, you have an IR protection, which is infrared. So look for something which has an infrared protection in it. Yes, I will name a few brands in a while about infrared. And then what else do you have to do? You have to make sure your scalp is super clean. So please wash your hair alternate days at least to keep the scalp clean. Now once you've taken care of all of this, skin should be well balanced. Also, what you can think of is mapping the face. You don't have usually the whole skin oily of the whole face, right? It's usually the center zone, or what you call as the T-zone. Especially now when you apply a mask, that zone can get even more oilier because it gets stuffy there. So it's important for you to take care of that zone. So if that zone is especially oily, then at night you can use creams such as retinoids. You simply adapalene what you get over the counter, are creams that can kind of dry that area in isolation. You could also use some glycolic acids or azelaic acids to again dry this part of the face alone. So you could segmentally use your moisturizers at night where you want to then make it a little more drier, that space, rather than using a very harsh face wash which makes it very dry but again goes into an overdrive of oil after 2 hours. So you would balance off with a not so drying face wash but yet a little drying, and then you use a night cream which will dry that extra oily portion. So you're kind of, the trick is to achieve a balance. So that's what you end up doing. When you use water to wash your face, make sure it is lukewarm and never very hot water to wash your face. Now this is what you can do at home for your own. What can you do at your doctor's office? One is of course the oil, which everybody hates on an oily skin. 2, it is the open pores which people hate on an oily skin. And 3 could be acne. Now if you just have an oily skin, then your doctor will give you the right face wash, the right cream. There are certain peels that you can do in your doctor's office. That really works well. We have certain combination, slightly acidic peels, which really work very well on the face. So you could also look for simply salicylic acid, mandelic acid, all of these peels as well. The second thing that you can end up doing is certain facials, like a Hydra facial, wherein you end up completely cleaning up, like a deep cleansing your pore, and then use a peel. That again works brilliantly at our clinic. We also have certain scalp peels to go with an oily skin and an oily scalp, which works brilliantly well. And then you have certain equipments to close these pores itself. We either do a micro needling radiofrequency, wherein when you use multiple needles which get into the skin, some of those needles also get into the oil glands and they shrink the oil glands for good. So that's a fantastic treatment for a chronic, long-standing oily skin with open pores. Works like magic in our hands here. And then you could try any of the skin tightening ingredients to tighten the pore. The other thing that really works well is a hyper-diluted Botox. This is something, please go to an expert and don't just do it with anybody random. So we do a super diluted Botox and inject it right between the skin. So actually the oil glands shrink a little and the pores shrink a little. So that's literally like magic. Within 3-4 days you would see, great, the skin is fantastic. Of course, magics don't last, so it just lasts you for a month and a half. But that's another quick fix that you can look for. So these are the things you can do at your doctor's office. Among the supplements, you may want to take a supplement which kind of builds your collagen to make the pore reduce. So you could use our Hydrate, which gives you the hydration but not increases the oiliness. So there's a lot of times, right, a oily skin but a dehydrated skin. So that's when you can take care of it with a tablet called as Hydrate. And yeah, so that's about it. Take care of it. Don't drive the oily skin too dry. It's going to bounce right back at you. And don't again neglect it, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong with an oily skin. So hitting the right balance is what you do to take care.